Hi crafty folks, Amy here, and I have a super quick and easy birthday card to share with you today. Now I'm going to jump right in with a finished panel. I made this with some very simple ink blending and the layered fluffy flowers stencil from A Colorful Life Designs. It's an A2 size, but you can see it is die cut down a little bit smaller than A2 size. And I have this new stamp set from ldrs, new to me I should say. It may be one of the last chance items in the shop, so if you're interested in it you might want to jump on it. But here's a photo of the card that I'm going to make for you today. It's just super quick and easy. I did very basic ink blending with the panel, and it's 3 different layers of a stencil, and that's how you can create that variation in color as you go. But I'm just going to attach this card panel down to an A2 size card base of 110 pound cardstock. And like I said, I did use a stitched edge rectangle die to give it that nice finished look. And I will link all the products that I used in the video description box below. If you expand that area and scroll down, you'll find those details. But I'm just going to load this card base right up into my MISTI and hold it down with the magnet. And then I'm going to use one of these new stamps from this little stamp set. So I only recently placed my first order with ldrs. It's a small Michigan company, which is cool because I'm in Michigan, so I always like to support those small businesses. But I really liked this stamp in particular just because it was a little bit bigger in size, which is always nice. And I love things where I can just kind of, stamp it down and have a cool background that I created, and then that's enough. So sometimes I just like to make really simple cards, and stamps like this make it easy to do. So I'm just kind of positioning it where I want. I'm mindful of those dark spots in the ink blending because I don't want to try and stamp over those areas and then maybe have the text lost in the background. So you want to make sure you line it up well so that it is clear what it says. But I'm just conditioning it with my hand to get the manufacturer's seal off of it or whatever so that it stamps really well. And I'm using some rich black pigment ink. This is VersaFine Clair Nocturne, and this should stand out really well against the background, even though it's a little bit busy. So I'm just going to stamp this a couple times and press it down with my sleeve for nice even pressure. But you can see I have the words lined up so they aren't overlapping that dark spot for the centers of the flowers, so that way it doesn't kind of get lost in the design. But this is just a really super quick, easy way. This would be a fun technique if you have a bunch of panels in a box like I do, where you have just a bunch of backgrounds ready to go that haven't been turned into cards, or maybe you want to donate some or you need some really quickly in a pinch. Then maybe bust out those backgrounds and just look for a stamp that's big enough to kind of hold its own weight on the background and add some blingage, and Bob's your uncle, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be overly complicated. So just using some liquid glue here and my jewel picker tool, and some white iridescent sequins in a couple different sizes here. Once I'm done, dropping it down on the wrong side, go figure. I'll eventually get this sorted, but I'm just going to do 3 on one side and 2 on the other. That tends to be my go-to. I prefer to work in odd numbers. I just find them more visually appealing. But I'm using that pokey tool to just kind of pick up the sequins, and then the pointy end just to kind of move it into place where I want it. But overall, extremely simple design. You can see there's not much bulk. It does have an added layer to it, but it's still not bulky or heavy by any means, so you shouldn't have any issues with postage. So I hope you enjoyed this very simple card idea today. If you did, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing. Like I said, I will put all the products that I used in the video description box below if you want to check that out. And here's some more videos for you for more card making inspiration. So thanks for checking it out today. I'll catch you next time. Bye.